Greetings everyone. I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. In this video, I would like to talk about the three countries that have put pressure upon France. We grew up thinking that these countries are superpowers. They're in control, they are in charge, they have everything that we want. That is why we have many Africans who have moved from Africa to these countries because they think that these countries have everything that they want. They think these countries are their dream countries because they think everything is there. In other words, these people have everything that we need. Little knowing that in order for these people to survive, they need Africa. There are allegations that France right now, as we speak, is suffering. Approximately 40,000 or to 50,000 people have lost their jobs as a result of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso putting pressure on them. In other words, their economy is declining slowly but surely because of these three countries. So now, this is a sign that Africa has everything. That without Africa, some of these European countries cannot survive. So, in other words, now they are used to getting everything free from Africa so that they can save themselves. Probably they also sell these minerals to other countries so that they can benefit. So now if Mali and Niger, Burkina Faso, they are like, enough is enough, then that's when we see France starting to have problems. In other words, Africa is a pillar. So I would like to encourage Africans to start working their land. Wherever you are, wherever you live, no matter how tough the condition might be, I still believe that you can do something. Believe in your country or believe in Africa, even though we are led by puppets, but I still believe that at the end of the tunnel, there's a light. So what they want, according to my perception, I believe they want us to go to these countries so that they can come back and live in Africa or make businesses in Africa. I believe that this is what they want. So from now on, I think Africans should come up with plan B. We should stop manipulating ourselves. In other words, these people, they've made us to believe that their countries is what we need to wish for. If I can visit this country, if I can visit this country, if I can visit this country, this is my holiday dream destination, something like that. This is what they want us to think. Because if we can keep on having this mindset, then they can manipulate us and control us. It's like someone trying to manipulate you not to believe in yourself, not to believe in your strength. While in reality, these people are scared of you. So that is why they don't want you to be aware of your strength. They don't want you to be aware of your capabilities. So this is what France has done to these countries such as Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Ivory Coast, probably Senegal, and many others. So now Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they are like, you know what? Enough, it's enough. In other words, they are aware of their strength. They are aware that they can live independently without these countries. So some of these leaders here in Africa, they are puppets as a result of the lack of information, because we have to bear in mind that the colonialists have worked our minds for a long period of time. more than 500 years. Just imagine 500 years. In other words, you cannot think straight. So that is why sometimes it's easy to become a puppet because you don't have information at all. So some of these people who are leaders, they don't even know what it takes to become a leader. Why? Because they are always told what to do. In other words, they cannot make decisions independently all by themselves. They always have to rely on other people who always tell them. So that is why when people on the ground tell them that they can do things by themselves, they don't believe in that. Why? Because they don't know anything about leadership. So I believe that this is the time for Africa to rise. But we have to understand that if these people are this desperate for the minerals of Africa, if their countries can only survive because of Africa, that is why Africa should be protected. If they cannot survive without Africa, then it means they can do anything. In other words, their desperation is not like our desperation. In other words, they can go all out. They can do whatever it takes to put their hands or to get access to these countries such as Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. So that is why protection is the most important thing. Protection is very important. So right now, Africans should change how they think. It's time for us as Africans to change how we think, because we think if I can get a scholarship and study in this country, if I can just um, get a chance or an opportunity to go and live in this country, maybe life would be better. They made us to think like this. So now we can see that it's not the truth. That's why France is struggling. In other words, if Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger can shake the economy of France, then this should be a wake-up call. I don't know what you think about this, but I think Africans should not just be happy and excited, but they should focus on protecting themselves by all means. Africans should know one thing, that if France can get another opportunity, another access in these countries, they will make sure that they never come out of those countries again. Because right now they've realized that it's not easy for them to survive without the minerals of these countries. And the worst thing is that some of these minerals they would get at a cheaper price, sometimes for free, because there are allegations that some of these minerals they would just get them for free. Just imagine. That is why Africa is so poor. That is why these countries like Ivory Coast, people are suffering. They are not developed as they should based on the minerals and everything they have.